Hello, everybody. This is Aviva. Look, just kind of want to chat because why not, right? Um, so I want to tell you a story about my first job experience. I was actually, I think, 16, and I was in high school. And let's just say the job didn't really last very long, but I'll get into that in a minute. But so, first job was at a buddy's barbecue, and I was set to be a cashier, and this wonderful, wonderful old lady. She was like a work mom. Um, she was really, really amazing and really sweet, very nice, and she she basically took me under her wing um, to protect me and things like that, and for good reason. Let me tell you. Let's just say the big boss, the big boss of that location's buddies barbecue was, sorry to say this, a pervert. So he often hired in young girls for the specific reason of, if you know what I know, if you know, then you know. But we're not gonna, get into that one in detail because I know probably YouTube won't like it. So when it comes down to that, though, I saw, and this is where it's going to get interesting. So I started working, and I found it very hard for me to keep my grades up. I was an average AB C student. Never got a D, never got a E, not E, F. Um, so I was always really, really good in school. And most of my subjects were A's and B's. Hardly ever and rarely a C. So I started seeing that really kind of drop, and I was like, okay, well, this isn't going to work. I've got to quit because I can't keep my grades up because my brain was split in too many different directions. With ADHD, it could either really be a good thing or a really, really bad thing. So you never really know. But I found myself slipping in my grades, and I thought that was not okay because I was actually planning on going to college, after graduation, and obviously that didn't work. That didn't happen. But yeah, there was that, and I had basically just went to the work mom and told her, "Hey, I seen my grades slip. I I can't be working here. It's actually really destroying my grades." Um, and she was like, "Oh, no, don't worry. It's okay. I understand, and honestly, I'm kind of glad that you're not going to be working here no more because this person who hired you had this in mind anyway." And I was like, oh, okay. Well, thank you for telling me, and I'm going to tell my dad. um, and I lived right by there, so I just walked home, and my dad was pretty understandably upset. You know, his little girl is trying to grow up and go out in the workforce and, work. And that kind of made my dad mad, to be honest with you. It made me mad because it was like, how dare you disrespect me? That's just not cool. Like, you hiring me in for what? Like, you think that's gonna fly with me? No, I'd fight you any day. I'm one of those types of people. Like, you can, I'm nice, I'm sweet, and I don't look like I'm gonna hurt a fly. But if it comes down to it, I can. Doesn't mean I want to, but I can. But with all that being said, though, that is pretty much it. And I didn't have another job until, gosh, due to life circumstances, I think I was 24. I think 24. Yeah, 24. 24 sounds about right. So, my first real big job was when I was 24. Um, I'll kind of add in um, a little bit of a backstory on why. 24. Big job. So, essentially, I had went through a whole bunch of stuff. I know there's some other videos on here that you guys can look back at and kind of get a general gist of this backstory that I'm going to give you in more detail. So I'm just going to kind of vaguely go over um, a little bit of that backstory in this video. So after I graduated high school, I turned 18 a month before I graduated high school. So shortly after that, my dad actually gave me the boot. So I was homeless for about 2.5 years and didn't really know what the world had for me. I didn't know how to go about doing a whole lot of things, such as calling a doctor to set up an appointment, or my dad really didn't teach me much, if that makes any sense. But he did what he thought he had to do, whatever it may have been. Regardless of the matter, I can definitely say that I am proud of the situation, only because of the fact that I have learned so much over the years, and that to me is more valuable than living with dad. You know, so I'm glad that it had happened the way it did, for the reasons of I've went through this, I went through that, and I've learned from this, and I've learned from that. Um, but shortly after, I'd say I was about 19, I thought it was smart to get with someone, and they were great at first. It was about a year and 4 months that we were together, but abuse. Just picture all categories. That's what it was, and I acted, seeing my way out of it, quite literally. Um, that's what I felt like I had to do, uh, just because of the position I was in and what I was dealing with, and I had to figure out something. I had to outsmart him, get out of that. Um, so I did, and one major thing that was in this as well is I had no control over my life. I didn't have a driver's license, so no driver's license, no car. I had a cell phone reluctantly. Um, I was not allowed to work. I was not allowed to be an independent woman. I wasn't allowed to shave my head, get piercings, none of it. Wasn't allowed to wear makeup either. Weird, right? So there was that, and then after I got out of that one, I had went and got with somebody else that I actually knew from high school. And I actually briefly dated them in high school, and it only ended because they graduated 2 years before I did. So I was a freshman when they were a senior, and that's kind of age gap. That's not a good thing. Um, so I was with that person for 3 years, and again, not allowed to cut my hair, not allowed to have piercings, not allowed to wear makeup, and I couldn't dress a certain way, and I had to dress this way, not this way. Um, I wasn't allowed to work. Driver's license card, not, no. Job, no. It was just a big fat nope for them. They wanted to literally like me as a puppet. They wanted to be the puppeteer, you know. Um, so I eventually had enough, got out of that. Um, So essentially, those are the two really, really big things that kind of prevented me for almost 5 years of my life to not have a job. So that kind of just to give you a little bit of a backstory on that. I don't know if there's any detailed videos on that. So if you guys want one, definitely comment down below. If you want any more story times, I will be happy to do them. Um, or if you have any other video ideas for this kind of content, just yeah, comment down below. But that is it for this one, and I hope that you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.